Thanks for having me. I did not know what I was getting into because they told me about a few days ago, they're like, hey, we have a breakfast to come over to. And I was like, okay. And there was 3 recruits waiting, and Rouge explained all of it to me, and I didn't listen to anything. But we got the 3 recruits. So this has been an awesome time. I think, I don't know, almost 2 months we've been here. And basically every day we've just been in the office, just grinding. And it's been a really challenging time to, have so much roster turnover and staff turnover and then have to go replace so many things. And, we've sat back and looked at it and probably said, there's never been a time like this where anyone's taken a job and had so many things to do. Besides just the portal and all the roster and the situation of how players can leave and there's so much turnover at every roster in America, but especially where there's new jobs. But also at that, to have a staff and then the staff go back and help another team in the conference try to make a national championship run has been really challenging. So I really thank our support. Since we've got here, it's been amazing. Everything we've asked for, they've been there and given to us. And, I was sitting there thinking, and both speakers commented really on pushing yourselves, out of your comfort zone. And that's really how you become great. And that really was a lot of this decision making. I was very happy where I was at. It was an amazing 6 years. We were top 5 team in the country, 3rd winningest program in the SEC over that time. And as I sat there and had great options to go to, including staying there, when John Carmouche and Rouge and Julie came in and met with me, I know I keep saying it, it was just different. The feeling was different. And as I sat there and I told the story at the press conference, I was torn. And when I called Coach Saban and talked it through with him, he said, Lane, you'll always regret if you don't go to LSU. It's the best job in America. And when he said that, that really made the decision for me. And as I've looked at it, it has pushed me. It has got me out of a comfort zone that we were doing amazing things, but you come here and you feel the power of the place. And it drives you every day to even go to another level. And our assistant coaches that have come from, a lot of them from there and other places around the country that have coached in the NFL, won national championships, you feel different. And we walk into the stadium at night with these recruits, and there's no crowd there. And we walk out there at night and the lights are on, and we play about a 3-minute video of great teams, great players that have been here. And they all say the same thing. They're like, it just feels different. These guys are coming from big-time places in the portal and played in big-time stadiums. And so I'm really honored to be here to represent you guys and to put together this staff and the roster that's coming in, for those of you that follow it. It is an exciting time. I think when these next 2 days are done, it'll be the best portal class in the history of college football. Now, that still is a lot of work to do once they get here. But to assemble that talent, you could not do that anywhere else. And when I got up there and I spoke and I said, hey, this is a message to the best players in the country about where to come. We came here together to put ourselves together with LSU and to put that together to give the players this to come to and to see the early success before we've ever won a game. These guys have all the options in the country of where to go. And really, as you get really to this last week and they've seen the other great players come, we've got guys that normally in a situation would say, you guys are already loaded at that position, I'm not coming there. And when they come, they say, actually, these other places, sometimes they're offering more money, it's a better depth chart to go into, but those are the guys that are choosing to say, I don't care, I want to be part of this special thing. And I want to be part of a great LSU team, that there's been so many great LSU teams in the past, but now you get a chance to be one that starts a new era, that changes everything. So in that first year when we have that great season, they're always remembered when they come back 10, 20 years from now, like, man, remember when LSU was down a little bit? We were that team that brought it back to where it had been before and where it will stay. So it's just a really exciting time to put it all together. And, we created an atmosphere that people want to be at, not have to be at. And our coaches and our players feel that. You'll watch as we've been here for a year, you'll see very few of our players go in the transfer portal, significant players, because they really love playing for us. So I think what you've probably seen if you've watched the previous place that we were at is you saw a sideline and a team that played with great energy and passion. They played tough, hard-nosed, aggressive football, but they also had a blast doing it. And I think we have a really unique balance of creating that. I'd kind of say in your businesses probably some of you do the same thing. People want to come into work, because I've been in those atmospheres where maybe it's successful, but you get in, you're driving in the morning and you're miserable because you're not looking forward to the day or the environment. So I think we've hit that sweet spot of being able to have a really, really competitive environment, but also that the kids enjoy coming in and look forward to coming in. So actually someone said they have some questions for you, probably would be the best since I have no speech. So what are you wanting to know? Questions? Yeah, caught you off guard.
What's your favorite game you ever coached?
Favorite game I ever coached. Okay, that's going to lead me in a good spot. When I walk into the stadium, I've been there 5 times. Obviously, the 5 times on the other sideline. And I did think, and 2 of those times were overtime games. An Ole Miss LSU and an Alabama LSU overtime game. And I remember that feeling, and I didn't verbalize it obviously in the press conference afterwards, but it was a feeling like that the whole world was against you. Like you could just feel the power of the stadium, and you would just feel like a weight on you. And then when I was talking to some people that had been here before, Coach Saban mentioned it, and then Coach Ogeron, and they're like, you're going to feel the opposite now. You're going to feel the stadium picking you up because now that 102,000 are on your side. So I know that wasn't your question, but but I am looking forward to being on that side of it. Favorite game ever. You know, yeah, I know that. I won't say which previous head coach's wife said, LSU is the greatest place in the world when you win. And then when you lose, she said something else that I won't repeat. I get it.
Coach, how can the business community best help?
Money. Not for coaches, for players. I think that, you know, as we've just gotten here, and it is really neat, the few places that I've been, and I've been with recruits, the community understands how to recruit. It's really amazing being at these restaurants and owners come up and they go to the kids. And I've been at places before we actually have to coach them how to recruit. Like, hey, we're going to bring these kids, you know, hey, when you come up to them, this is their position. They'd really like this. This is their major. And then I go here and they like already know it, you know. So the community has been amazing that way. And the parents especially feel it. They feel like the love and the support from the community and how much they want to win and how much to support them. So I think just when you keep that up, our staff feels that, and, you know, and that works down through the players and through the recruits, and everybody feels that.
So, first impression, which players are standing out to you as leaders of the team?
Yeah. In this crazy cycle of what's gone on, you know, they played in the bowl game here before we really got to the players. You know, we were recruiting. And so we really haven't dealt with our current players enough. They just started weight workouts with school starting. So we really haven't done enough with them to really be able to make a comment on that. You know, one of the first goals was keeping Whit Weeks here because I felt playing against him when he was healthy, what he would bring to the defense and what he would bring to the team. And then I also felt when he wasn't playing, the difference in the defense. So, you know, we look for him to be a big leader in coming back. And it was really neat. Even though he's not from the state, I feel a lot when I talk to the players from the state, this special thing about they genuinely have this passion and care for playing in the stadium. And even though he's not from the state, he talked about a big part of why he came back was he didn't want to leave LSU football where it was at. He's like, I came here to a place where everybody was scared to play LSU. That's not the case right now. And when it goes, I want to come back and get the physical football back to LSU and leave it the way that I came here, how it was when I came here. So I thought that was really neat, because that's kind of a lost thing in college football right now about how people really feel about the place they play at. And so that was really cool. And he's a really special leader to think that way versus just, I'm going to go to the NFL and chase the money there. And a lot of agents push them to do that. And he was like, no, I want to come back. He goes, if you're going to do this thing the way that you said and create a physical team and a physical mindset and bring that back to LSU, he's like, I want to be part of that because I want that to be my legacy.
What's your expectation for the next season?
Pardon?
What's your expectation for the next season?
Ooh, jeez. I know what your expectation is. I'm not talking about expectations. We're just trying to do the best we can today, sign the best players, then get them in here, and then unrecruit them, because right now they're in recruiting mode, and so they think things are going to be a certain way, and get them in here and get them to buy in. And that's just like you guys in your business. You can put together this great talent, and these guys can come with these great resumes, but you got a lot of work to do when you get them. These guys come from all over the country, and it's different than the old ways. Before they were high school kids. Now they're college kids. They've already been wired a certain way. They've already been taught certain things at all these different programs by different coaches. So we have to kind of, rewire the way that they think. And we got to get them to buy into something that's really hard with what they make, because so much is individual based right now. And we have to get them to buy into understanding, like, to put things aside for the betterment of the team. That is probably the biggest challenge. And everybody will see, like, these teams do really well. They portal teams, they put together these players. And then the really good stories, like in the playoffs, and Ole Miss was one, almost all those offensive players came from different places. None of them came from Mississippi. And we had to bring them together and get them to buy into that. Well, that's a big challenge, and it doesn't always work. You just see the ones that work a lot. But there's plenty of schools over the last few years that haven't worked. No different than in the NBA. NBA team puts together a really good roster that's supposed to be so great, preseason rankings, and then they don't play that well together. So that's probably our number one challenge. Oh, you're cutting me off, huh?
I need that number one recruit.
Okay,
Coach.
me too. All right, guys. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Excited to meet you guys more, but I got to go get this recruit. So
Yes.
Thanks for having me.